So I'm here to talk about the relationship between colonisation and suicide. It's a hard one for some people to understand. Some of us have been quite comfortable in our lack of awareness about the genuine and real and ongoing impacts of colonisation. And we are all encouraged to believe or to attribute suicide, risk-taking behaviour, depression, psychopathology, or mental illness. We're all encouraged to look at that through a Western lens. I'm a behavioural psychologist. I'm also an Indigenous psychologist, first and foremost. And I'm as far as I know, the only Māori suicidologist in the world. So we are trained in a certain way to put on a certain pair of glasses. And when I put on my Western trained glasses, I see mental illness, I see deviance, I see abnormality, I see pathology, but when I take them off, I see magnificence. I see whakapapa. I see our big, expansive history and our kinship and our genealogy. I see my ancestors. I see the beauty in our young people, the beauty in us. And so I invite those of you who are not Māori to join hands with us and come on this journey with us. Okay, colonisation is the single most important explanatory factor for Māori and Indigenous suicide. And I'll talk about why in a minute by giving just a practical demonstration of what colonisation does. We need to keep our stories alive, and that includes knowledge of who we are and of our whakapapa. Because in the process of colonisation, that knowledge of who we are, where we fit and how we connect is disrupted, lost, and that happens through generations. Kua ngaro ki. So we arrive at a point of not knowing who we are, and worse than that, not being able to reconnect. So anchored in systems that we've developed and given license and legitimacy under colonisation. So intergenerational historical trauma, and we have a number of experts in the room. My PhD has a whole chapter on historical trauma. So what I've got my nephew to do is to put hearts and crosses on me, which represent trauma down through the generations. But what we see as psychologists, as social workers, is not that. We don't see this stuff. What we see is this. And unless we understand the instrumentality, the potency, and the power of historical trauma and the transfer through history of unresolved trauma that bites at our DNA, that bites at our spirits, that it's living a life in constant pain and constant agony. And it comes out in a number of ways, and one of them is suicide. Another one is self-medication. Another one is self-harm.